Okay, can everybody hear me? My name is Mike Rodriguez. I'm the staff liaison for the Mission Bay Park Committee. Tonight, we are conducting this meeting as a Zoom webinar to provide greater accessibility. Members of the public may join the meeting as webinar attendees in order to provide virtual non-agenda and agenda comment in real time. As a refresher, please take note of the buttons on the control bar to mute and unmute and turn on or off your camera. Please remember to say muted when you're not talking and unmute yourself when you speak. As a reminder, please type speak in the chat window when you would like to speak, make a motion, or a second. Committee members, you should refrain from using the hand raising function. Please only use the chat window when you would like to speak, and Chairperson Robinson will call on you in order. Finally, please refrain from using the meeting chat for anything other than when you're signaling that you would like to speak or comply with the Brown Act. On the agenda, public comment, to those of you of the public in attendance wishing to speak, please click the button to raise your hand to indicate that you'd like to comment, and then I will enable you to speak and send you a prompt to unmute yourself in order. When I call your name, please state your name for the record, and you will have 3 minutes to provide comment, after which you will be placed on mute again. If you are joining via webinar using phone, please press *9 to raise your hand. I will call on you, last 4 digits of your phone number. When I call on you, press *6 to unmute yourself. Please raise your hand now if you'd like to provide non-agenda public comment. I'll save that. Thank you, and Mr. Chair, we're ready to start the meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Let's call this meeting to order at 6:04. So first order of business is approval of minutes of December 1. Do you have any comments on any proposed changes or comments on the minutes? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Who is the mover?
Judith?
Okay, and who do I have a second?
Paul, this is Ron Anderson. I will second.
Okay, please call the roll, Mr. Rodriguez.
Okay, Ron Anderson
Present.
and Giovanni, are you here today? I don't see Giovanni here. Jeff Johnson?
Approve.
Carrie Logan?
Here.
Judith
Is that an
Munoz?
approval?
Yeah,
Is that an approval? Okay.
we'll take that as approval. Judith Munoz?
Approve.
David Potter? David, go ahead and unmute yourself or see if we can get you going.
Approve.
Okay, gotcha. Paul Robinson?
Approve.
Stephanie Smith?
Approve.
Darlene Walter?
Approved.
Okay, that looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like we have 8 out of our 9 because we have an absent. So it passes 8-0. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Are there any motions for continuances of any items? Hearing none, do we have any non-agenda public comments, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, I do. I have one, and this is from Gary Cannon. Gary reads, I believe this proposed letter, actually, I'm going to save this item because it's on the agenda. So this is actually an action item. So we're going to save his public comment for our action item 201.
Okay. No other public comment, no other non-agenda public comments, then the chair's report is just welcome everybody, and I hope everybody's safe and sound and remain so. Staff reports is Carrie Munson available?
Okay, let me check, Paul, and make sure nobody's raising their hand from the public. Just a second. I don't see any, this is Mike. I don't see any public comment raising their hand. So go ahead and the next item.
Okay, this staff report, City Council Office District 2, Carrie Munson. Are you available, Carrie?
I am here. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you. And I have a couple of announcements. The first one would be that Councilmember Campbell did a virtual state of the district event that's on our Facebook page, and it reflected on our achievements of 2020. And it also talks about our goals for 2021. So I encourage anyone to review that and find out what's happening in District 2. The second thing is on February 23rd, the short-term rental ordinance passed 8-1. So we're excited about that, which will bring more homes to San Diego. It will increase housing to renters and homeowners. It will create regulations and enforcement. It'll cap the total number of short-term rentals and help in enforcing the rules. Additionally, last week, the City Council created a COVID-19 ad hoc committee to focus on, number one, ending the pandemic, and number two, repairing the damage done to our economy for San Diego. Additionally, we're going to reinstate the virtual Java with Jen events. So once a month, we'll go from community to community and allow residents to call in and have one-on-one conversations with the council president. We are taking up the street vendor regulations. So our office, we've heard a lot of people very interested in what we're doing. So we are excited to take that forward. I want to remind everyone, we have a monthly newsletter. So you can go on to www.sandiego.gov under District 2 and sign up to be on our newsletter. And the last thing I would mention is Environmental Services Department. And I don't know if this is affecting all residents. I know in Claremont, there's been a lot of affected residents. So what's happening is environmental services has been affected by COVID. Either people have caught COVID, or they have to quarantine, or they have family members they need to take care of. And because of that, we're short of staff in the trash pickup area. Additionally, because everyone's working from home, we're generating more trash. And so what a normal truck could have done on a normal route, they now have to dump more often. So the number one priority is for the safety of our residents and our workers. Number two, the priority is to pick up the black trash pickup once a week. The next priority is the green pickup every other week. And the last priority is the blue recycling pickup every other week. So you may find that the city did not pick up your blue trash bin on its planned day. Please leave it out one more day, because the plan is they will pick it up the next day. And there's a map on the Environmental Services website that shows the communities that are affected by that. That's all I have. I can take any questions.
Any questions?
Okay, Carrie, that's good. I got some of it. If you could help send me your report and I can add it to the minutes, I'd appreciate it.
I will.
And I do want to add that we don't have set up for video today, but we could still hear everything. So if you don't see video, that's because it's not set up that way. Thank you, Carrie.
Yep.
Thank you, Carrie. The Fire Rescue Department is Lieutenant Rick Romero here.
I don't see Rick as a panelist or an attendee, so no report from lifeguards here.
How about San Diego Police Department? Is Brandon Broadus here?
I don't see Brandon as well. He didn't call me, so there's no report from PD today.
Assistant Deputy Director Christina Chadwick. I know that Christina's on.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, Chairman Robinson. Nothing to provide this evening other than what Mike Rodriguez will provide in his updates. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, Mike, you're on then.
Okay, so good news. With Mission Bay Park, we received a tree grant to plant 73 new trees at Mission Bay Park. That was in collaboration with Transportation and Stormwater. And we'll be planting those within the next 2 months around Mission Bay Park. So 73 new trees, 15-gallon trees around Mission Bay Park. You'll see those in the next couple months. Good news. We're currently in the process of filling 7 grounds maintenance worker 1 hourly positions, and we'll get those started before the summer. And that they help out with our park maintenance around Mission Bay Park. So we're getting those hired in time for summer, late spring, early summer. Christina and I have been working with the nighttime curfews. We'll be taking that to council committee next week. And that's nighttime curfews for Faneuil Street Park, Pacific Beach Library Park, and the Mission Bay Athletic area. So that'll be going to council committee next week. And let's see what else I have. Amending the dog hours for Mission Bay Park. We heard that at our December meeting. We're working with our deputy city attorney to develop a new ordinance, and that'll be going to committee in the next couple months. But we're moving forward with amending the dog hours for Mission Bay Park as well. So that's all I have, unless there's questions for me.
Any questions of Mike? Thank you. Let's move right on to the action items. Item 101. Request to approve a draft letter of support from Mission Bay Park Committee to continue existing nighttime parking lot gate closures at South Jetty and Mission Beach, Mission Point, Crown Point, East Benito Cove, Ventura Cove, Bahia, Faneuil Street Park, and Fiesta Island. And Mike, were you going to take the lead on this?
Yes, hold on, let me try to share, just a second. Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, Stephanie, help me with this one. So at our December meeting, we drafted a letter to support the current gate closures, nighttime gate closures around Mission Bay Park, including several areas. Stephanie was gracious enough to draft this letter. So this is in a draft form. There's actually a public comment regarding this letter. I'm going to go ahead and read that in a second. Stephanie, do you have anything new to add since we spoke last week?
Hi, Mike, this is Stephanie. The only thing that I suppose that our committee would like some direction from staff on is that the hours. So we had put in 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. as a suggested time to close the gates. But if staff thinks that other hours may be more appropriate, that we could make that suggested change. And then the only other thing that maybe would be open for discussion tonight is whether we want to put in a clause in the letter that would have you bring this item back once you've actually drafted the CDP application, the coastal development permit application. So to close the gates, my understanding is that you're going to have to get a permit from the Coastal Commission. And so just for us to be able to look at that again before you actually submit it, we're open to discussion on those points.
Okay. All right, so this is in a draft format, so we won't take action on it tonight because we still have some work to do on it. I'm going to go ahead and read the public comment before moving forward, and we'll slate this for another meeting. Does that sound fair, Mr. Chair?
Yes, it does. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, the public comment comes today from Gary Cannon. I believe this proposed letter is unnecessary since it is not being written in support of any specific project. Instead, it can only serve as some sort of global pre-approval of whatever the city may propose in the future with prejudicial effects. My primary concern is that the local beach residents across California use crime as a vehicle to restrict public access to our beaches, our parks in ways that benefit them at the expense of inland communities, residents. Mission Bay Park lies within a state tidelands area and as such is state property, not the city. The draft letter does not seem to acknowledge the significant adverse impacts that may occur by increasing the closure of public access to the park, nor does it look at alternatives. The task force should have included all park users, including those of us who live inland. 10 p.m. is too early to close our beach parking lot areas now that inland temperatures are rising. In addition, this committee and the city should be consistently looking at ways to expand and encourage public access at our shorelines, particularly by communities inland that have historically been left out of their consideration. Thank you. So that will go into the minutes and we will table this item and staff will work with Stephanie and the committee to draft a new letter for consideration at a later date and include our staff review. Sound fair?
Okay, do we have any comments from the committee?
I just want to compliment for Stephanie doing a good job in writing this letter.
Yes, I would like to thank Stephanie as well. I do not see any of the public raising their hand at this time. So at this point, Mr. Chair, this item is complete.
Okay. So this is not an action item, it's information only, and we'll come back.
Yeah, I
Yes.
had it listed as an action item, but we're not ready to take action at this point. So we'll hang on.
We'll put it on another agenda to take action at that time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Let's move on to the information item 501 Mission Bay Drive 1 Channel Maintenance Project, requesting inputs, recommendation on the Mission Bay Drive Channel Maintenance Project presented by Stephanie Bracci, Senior Planner.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Yes.
we got you.
All right, I'm gonna also do a screen share. I have a short presentation to provide. I will go ahead and start sharing my screen now. Let me know when you can see it.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you. I'm Stephanie Bracci, a senior planner with the City of San Diego Transportation and Stormwater Department. I'm here to provide you with information on the Mission Bay Drive Channel Maintenance Project. Though the project is nearly complete due to emergency circumstances, my purpose for being here today is to get your input on the project. The project is still going through a review with the city's Development Services Department, and the Community Planning Group recommendation is needed to complete the approval for the project. Also available today are a few of my colleagues who can help me answer any questions you may have at the end of the presentation. So I'll talk a little bit about the project background. The purpose of the project is to remove accumulated trash, debris, and sediment in the channel, which hinders the channel from conveying stormwater properly through it. Material is removed using mechanized equipment such as excavators and bulldozers. It's part of the Municipal Waterways Maintenance Plan, which is a comprehensive plan for maintaining stormwater facilities throughout the city, including flood control channels such as this site. And the Municipal Waterways Maintenance Plan was approved in 2020. Application to demonstrate substantial conformance with the approved Municipal Waterways Maintenance Plan is in review with the city's Development Services Department. It was submitted in October 2020.
Stephanie, sorry, can I interrupt for a second? We're having trouble hearing you. Could you hold maybe a little closer to the phone? Because you're on a phone, right?
No, I'm on the computer.
Okay, we're having a little trouble. So you can speak into it. We can hear you better.
Is this any better? Can you hear me now? Is this any better?
It's the same. So go ahead.
I'll try to speak up. Is this any better?
Yes, that's better.
Okay, great. All right, so the review with the Development Services Department requires a recommendation from the Community Planning Group to complete the process and approve the project. On January 27th of this year, the weather forecast showed a large storm and indicated that San Diego would receive 1 to 2 inches of rain in a very short amount of time. Since the channel and its condition already had standing water and could not flow properly, and adjacent homes nearly flooded during previous storms, stormwater determined that emergency action was necessary. Emergency work began that night and is in progress. The scope of the emergency work is almost identical to the project that was originally proposed and is in review with the Development Services Department. I'm going to show you the location of the project. So you can see the location of the project is just west of Interstate 5. So Interstate 5 is just to the east of the project. The channel maintenance area is the area in blue. It parallels Mission Bay Drive, and it's just north or just alongside the Mission Bay Golf Course. As part of the project, sediment, vegetation, and debris was removed from the channel. So again, that channel area is the blue that you see on the map. And access was taken for the channel along the green areas that you see on the map. Materials removed from the channel were stockpiled temporarily at the Cove parking lot, which is the area in purple that you see on the screen. Work began at the end of January. Work is in progress, but almost complete. So now I'll show a few photos. So here are pre-project photos. These photos were taken January 27th of this year. And with the pre-project photos, you can see the water was not flowing just before the storm. And again, the storm was forecast to be 1 to 2 inches of rain in a short amount of time. The vegetation and sediment needed to be removed to allow the water to flow. Here are some progress photos. These were taken on February 16th. With these photos, you can see that the vegetation and sediment, which was preventing water from flowing, was removed. And so now the channel flows. And with the information I presented today, we request that you make a recommendation in favor of the project. And my colleagues and I can now answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions?
Yeah, Paul, this is Ron Anderson.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, my question is, how much longer is this project on tap for?
We are working to wrap up the project. We have a couple last components of cleanup we need to do. We are working with the park to restore the access path we used for the project.
Okay, so timeline, 3 months, 6 months, a year, what's the, I'm not gonna hold you to anything, what's the projected?
I am, one of my colleagues is on the general line right now. I'm asking if we can get an update on that right now.
And you don't have to do it right now, I'm just curious.
Mm-hmm. If I can't get an answer now, I can follow up if that's all right.
Okay, that's great, thank you.
I'll follow up with you. Are there any other questions? It looks like Maggie McCormick is answering in the chat. She's one of our civil engineers who's also working on the project.
Hello.
She's available to answer the question.
I'm gonna allow her to enter. Hold on a second.
Okay, great, thank you.
Maggie, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, hi there. Hi, Maggie McCormick with the City of San Diego. I'm Associate Civil Engineer with the Transportation and Stormwater Department. So as far as timeline, I would say 1 month of work left. The work is effectively complete. All of the sediment, vegetation, and debris removal within the channel is done. And the remaining work is just restoring the portion of the golf course where we took access. So we are working with Parks and Rec Department right now to coordinate the seed mix to reapply to the golf course. So we'll be fully out, I'd say, within the next month.
Well, this is Ron again. I applaud you. You guys have done an incredible job from what I've seen driving by there, and you got it done very rapidly. So kudos to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Stephanie, this is Paul. You asked for us to take action. It's actually been noticed as an information item only.
I requested it to be added in a way that you would be able to provide a recommendation.
Fortunately, that's not the way it was noticed.
I don't understand why we would be, this is Judith. I don't understand why we'd be asked for a recommendation on something that's already done.
Right, I understand the confusion. So the project is with Development Services Department for review. So even with emergency projects, they typically require that community planning groups provide some level of input during their review process. I do believe there is a way if you are not going to make a recommendation, I believe there's just a form that needs to be filled out, and I can work with the development project manager at Development Services to get that form to you if you don't have it.
Yeah, we won't be able to take action on it the way it's set up in the meeting. So I was under the impression this is information only. I didn't see where it needed to be action.
So I can work with the development project manager to get you the form so that you can note on the form that you won't be taking action.
Okay, that'll have to be next month. We'll talk offline on that. We'll get that for you.
Well, we could actually, Mike, we could actually put it on the consent agenda for action to support it if we want.
Yes, we can make it a consent item at the April meeting, correct?
Okay.
Do you need us to attend the next meeting?
No, we have,
I don't think so.
yeah, I can present it or it'll go to consent, so we'll be fine.
Anything further from anybody else on the committee? There's no public comment on this, right?
No, no public comment. That's correct.
Okay. Okay, that's anything else? We're a couple of minutes away from being able to convene the next committee, so let's
This is probably a good time, Paul, if we want to do any committee member updates of anybody that wants to speak. We've done that before.
sure. Anybody wants to update it?
We'll go in order. Judith, do you have anything you would like to say?
No, thank you.
Giovanni's not here. What about you, Carrie?
No, I'm good. Good to hear everyone's voices though.
Okay. Ron Anderson, do you have anything to share?
No, I'm fine. I think we've covered what we needed so far.
Okay. David Potter, you're representing Council District 6. Do you have anything today?
Do any word on when the new replacements will come in?
Replacements for?
Well, my time has been up.
Right. So I will speak offline on those when I'll email everybody as a group, but we have no updates from the boards and commissions. I've been asking weekly and there's no updates. So at this point, everybody's status quo with no changes in our membership.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And let's see, Darlene, anything from SeaWorld?
No, sir.
All right. Jeff Johnson.
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Okay. How's that?
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Paul, you didn't have much of a chair report. Do you have anything to share?
No, just again, welcome everybody, and I'm glad you're all here and healthy and safe. So I appreciate you all being here.
Thank you. And Stephanie, anything you'd like to add?
No, I'm just looking forward to when we can meet in person again. And I want to thank park staff for doing a great job on maintaining all the parks around Mission Bay and keeping the playgrounds open. It's nice to see people out, a lot of people out, and it's looking good.
Okay, thank you for the comments. We have run right up against the time, so we can adjourn this meeting at 6:30 p.m. and convene the Mission Bay Park Improvement Fund Oversight Committee at the same time. First order of business is approval of minutes of December 1, 2020.
Move approval of the minutes for December 1.
Second.
Are there any?
I'm gonna need those names. Sorry, I didn't quite recognize your voice. Go ahead. Who was the approval?
Dave Potter made the motion.
Okay, David made the motion. And the second?
He was Jeff Johnson.
Jeff? Okay, gotcha, Jeff.
Is this the new meeting?
Yeah.
Stop.
Stop the meeting.
Is there anybody voting no or